true.
Hello, I'm Dr. Linda Nadian.
And I'm Aurora Workman, the president of Nassau Community College Alumni Association.
Together, we're the hosts of Lion Tales, a show that highlights proud graduates of Nassau Community College. Join us each week when distinguished alumni stop by to share stories, laugh a little, and remind us what things were like when they were students at Nassau Community College.
My fabulous friend Linda and I will also share the latest alumni news and updates, so tune in Tuesdays at 4 p.m. to the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC, or listen online with the iHeartRadio app.
The voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. From the press box on your radio or on your listening device, on the iHeartRadio app maybe. NCCRadio.org is a good place to start, too. Find out about the great programming at WHPC. I'm Rob Leonard. He's Tim Leonard. We are talking sports. What do you want?
The promo.
What?
Promo.
What about it?
Read it. Do it now.
What,
Instead
this
of at
promo?
the end of the show. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Do it now.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure? I was
Positive.
going to roll right into it. Anyway, listen to FM Punk every Thursday at 11 p.m.
Love FM.
It's a radio show dedicated to all different kinds of punk music, including metalcore, hardcore, thrashcore, as well as folk punk and pop punk. Hosted by Riley Hogan every Thursday, 11 p.m. FM Punk.
Play some Ramones, Riley Hogan.
Right here on 90.3 WHPC. Now, brother, do you want to talk about the Knicks? Their draft was on Thursday and Friday.
Indeed.
Or do you want to talk about the World Cup because your boy Harry Kane
Well, let's go Knicks first.
might be the MVP?
Well, it's still early, but...
Do they have MVPs?
No, they have the Golden Boot.
Oh, the Golden Boot, okay.
If there's a Golden Boot to be won, chances are Harry Kane will win it.
I think so. He's had, 3 goals, 4 goals, 5 goals? Something?
He's got 5 goals in 2 games. But let's talk Knicks first.
Okay, make it quick because I want you to get your hockey in. I mean your soccer.
Yes, one of those. The Knicks on Thursday selected Kentucky forward Kevin Knox at number 9, which led to speculation and still is leading to speculation that Michael Porter is somehow injured or his medicals scared some teams off. This is what annoyed me. ESPN, being ESPN,
made it about ESPN.
No, they made it about idiots, which is what ESPN tends to do. The kid who was crying and had his thumbs down when Porzingis was picked 3 years ago,
right?
They cut to him and his father again. They were in the same place, or a similar place at the Barclays Center, and obviously now the kid is older. He's not crying. He's a teenager now. He's probably too cool for that. But the father, when they picked Kevin Knox, with the thumbs down and making all kinds of gesticulations.
He wants to be that heavy guy who's a meme or a meme or whatever it is.
But I'm like, clown. First of all, what don't you like about this pick? I like this pick. What you're not going to get the best player in the draft at number 9. But it was amazing to me that the Knicks, for the first time in who knows how long, finally saw the big picture in the draft. And they finally said, all right, you know what? Mikal Bridges is there, but he's already 22 or 23 years old. Kevin Knox is 18. All right? Kevin Knox likely is going to be a better player than Mikal Bridges. He is taller, likely will wind up being bigger, but you're going to have to wait for his game to develop because he's 18. All right? Mikal Bridges is a more developed player now. His floor is higher, as they said. The floor is higher. We're not talking about the ceiling is the roof. But Mikal Bridges is only going to get so much better. And for where the Knicks are right now, this season for the Knicks, you're talking 20 to 25 wins. That's it. The Knicks are going to be a top 5 pick next season. So why do you take the guy who doesn't have as high of a ceiling when this season is a waste already because Porzingis isn't coming back? He's probably the only thing I can see Porzingis doing this season is maybe playing the last 5 games just to test his knee. and to say going into the offseason, next year's offseason, I'm good. Let's sign some free agents. Let's start making a go of this. That's the only. He's not playing more than 5 games next season.
Okay.
All right. They're probably just going to tell him to take the whole season off. So why not take the guy who is going to develop into the better player, or who you believe is going to develop into the better player? Kevin Knox is 6'9", he's 215. He's 18 years old. All right. Chances are he's going to grow another inch, maybe 2. 18-year-olds, they're not fully grown yet. So this is a kid who can shoot a 3, who can create his own offense, but is still very much a work in progress. I like this pick, considering what was available. Do you take Michael Porter, who's already had a back surgery? All right, that's a dangerous thing. Is Michael Porter the better player? Yeah, he is. But back surgery?
That's a lot.
You're talking about a kid who could have a very short career. So I don't blame the Knicks for not taking Porter. Now, here's the situation. If the team after them, if the Philadelphia 76ers, who picked right after the Knicks, had they picked Michael Porter, well, now I'm looking at it and I'm saying, all right, maybe the Knicks screwed up. 4 more teams picked after the Knicks until Michael Porter finally got picked. This is a kid who, when he got to college last year, when he went to Missouri, he was regarded as the number 1 or number 2 prospect in that freshman class. He played 3 games at Missouri because of his back issues. That's not... You want a pick at number 9 to be as sure a thing as possible. And are the Knicks speculating with Kevin Knox? Yes, they are. But, again, he doesn't have a back surgery on his resume. I think the Knicks made as good a pick as they could.
I think it was a very good pick.
I have no problems with this pick, and I couldn't stand it when they put those 2 idiots who happen to be in the same family on television together, and they're sitting there with the thumbs down and booing. And how do you boo this pick? Kid's an athlete.
Because it's easier for ESPN to put something on TV like that.
But how do Knicks fans boo the pick? This kid can play. And for what was available, yeah, I know they wanted Michael Porter. But you know what? The Knicks know his medical status a lot better than fans do.
Right, because they don't publish the...
And that goes for Spike Lee, too. Spike wasn't exactly enthusiastic when they said Kevin Knox. But then, like I said, when Michael Porter's name doesn't get called for 4 more names, and he finally goes number 14 to the Denver Nuggets.
Spike will have a Kevin Knox jersey.
That's when you start to say, you know what? Well, it's not just the Knicks who were scared of this kid. A lot of other teams were scared of him.
Well, hurt back is different.
The NBA, the back and the knees are the 2 things that go. And if you're a 19-year-old kid coming into the league and you've already had a back surgery, that's dangerous. That's very dangerous.
That's young to have a back problem.
It's really young to have a back problem. So that Kevin Knox, I like the kid. Like I said, Porzingis is out all next season. He'll get a chance to develop. There's going to be no pressure on him next season. I'm sure the Knicks are going to give him as many minutes as they can and just let him get used to playing in the NBA. At 18 years old, he's going to have some growing pains. He's going to play against – he said he was looking forward to playing against Kevin Durant. I have no idea why. If I was 18 years old and going to play against Kevin Durant, a full-grown man and one of the best players, I would make him one of the 50 best players in the NBA history now. I don't want to play him.
Well,
Kev, stay away.
You want to play the best. You want to prove you can go up against
18.
Well,
I don't want any part of Kevin Durant.
He's very sure of himself.
So, but that, fine. I like the pick. I like the direction of the future. The Knicks also took in the second round a kid out of Louisiana named Mitchell Robinson. All right, the Knicks didn't even work this kid out.
Right.
Robinson is 6'11", 225. He's another guy that needs to get in the weight room with the Islanders defenseman. He has not played organized basketball in more than a year because he was going to go to Western Kentucky, and I don't understand how he wound up in Western Kentucky. That's a whole other story. But never suited up for the Hilltoppers. He decided to stay in the United States instead of going to Europe to play, and his last year of basketball was his senior year in high school. Now, back then, he was regarded as one of the top prospects in the country.
So he didn't play basketball last year, and he still picked
still pick based on what his prospect status was more than a year ago. Now, I'm looking at the notes that I put together here. They have him at 9'3", his standing reach. So that means he only has to jump about a foot to dunk. That's not bad. All right. They said that his combination of length and athleticism and scoring rate around the rim and he blocks shots in bunches. So just on tools alone, he should be able to impact the Knicks.
Okay.
Now, this is the Knicks, Scott Perry and the GM, the other idiot. Mills. Saying in David Fisday, who they just hired 2 weeks ago, and they said, we like our development people. And I'm like, you don't even know your development people. You barely met them. But this is them having confidence in the new staff that they hired. This kid, he could be a steal. He could be an absolute steal in the second round and turn into not just like a guy who helps you, but he could turn into your starting center. And again, this is a down-the-road kind of pick. This kid is 19. So this is the Knicks saying, all right, we know that we're not going to be able to compete for at least a year or two, so let's pick some of these young kids, and maybe by the time they're 21, we'll have something put together. We'll be able to get another free agent, and we can put a program together finally.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Quickly, brother, World Cup's going on. Harry Kane is showing him how it's done.
How about Harry Kane? Unbelievable.
Yeah. What?
We had fun last week because after the show we went. I'm not even going to say the restaurant because I don't like giving plugs on the air.
It's okay.
But we went to a restaurant and had the big screen there, and England was playing Tunisia, and I couldn't believe how bad England was playing. And then Harry Kane scores late in stoppage time. And I think everybody in the restaurant looked at me when I stood up and I screamed, "He's Harry Kane!" And people were just like, "What's that?" Like, yeah, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm excited. That's my boy."
Kind of embarrassing. You know?
So, but then what happened? I called this actually, brother, on Facebook. I said that Harry Kane was going to score a hat trick against Tunisia, and he did. He doesn't disappoint. But they beat Tunisia 6-1. He now has 5 goals in 2 matches. He leads all scorers at this World Cup, and he is now the second leading scorer in the World Cup for England. In England history, he's played 2 games. That's unbelievable.
5 goals is
unbelievable. Great. So
I know Big Ed was watching this
today. All right, today. Now we're finally getting into the part of the World Cup where it starts to get fun because today we will see the last games in Group A and Group B.
Right.
Russia and Uruguay are already through to the round of 16 in Group A. They're going to play. They actually will play each other starting in a couple of minutes. Actually,
okay.
And that will be for first place in the group. Group B has a little more drama because Spain and Portugal are both in first place or tied with 4 points. Spain plays Morocco, which has no points. They should win and go through. Portugal will play upset-minded Iran. With Iran needing a win to advance. Portugal will go through with a win or a draw. So, and actually, if Morocco beats Spain, which would be a miracle, Portugal and Iran could still go through with a draw. It's very strange. That Group B is very unsettled right now, but all will be known by about 4 o'clock.
Well, we'll be watching one of those. We'll be watching the 2 o'clock game.
Yes.
Later today.
As we lunch.
Anyway, thank you, brother, as always. Tim Leonard on as my co-host every week on From the Press Box. Award-winning sports writer, we should say. He's won awards. And
yes,
we're here every Monday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. We're on Spreaker afterwards as a podcast. Coming up next, they don't call him Big Ed for nothing. Ed, what's with this shirt you're wearing today, man?
Looks like Rob's shirt from last week.
It's like what is it?
It's got flip-flops on it.
It's a tie-dye thing. And what does it say?
Hawks Nest Beach.
Yeah, let me put
What's
Big Ed.
that?
Put Big Ed on the Facebook Live.
Place in Old Lyme, Connecticut.
Old Lyme, Connecticut. Okay. Anyway, Big Ed's coming up next with the Good Gold Show. You like the oldies? Ed's got them. So keep it tuned here to WHPC. I will see you Friday with Beatles songs. I will see you Sunday with the Free For All. We'll see you in 167 hours with more sports with From the Press Box right here on WHPC. Take care and bye-bye.
The views expressed on air are not necessarily those of WHPC, its management, or Nassau Community College. Responsible opposing viewpoints will be considered by emailing them to whpc@ncc.edu or by mail at WHPC 1 Education Drive, Garden City, New York 11530. Thanks for listening to the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.